Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're back with a brand new video, and let me say, if the audio sounds a little different, I'm in the mobile studio, aka my car, and if there's any additional background noise, and actually I was listening to the Lakers pregame on Sirius, so let me go ahead and turn that down. But what I wanted to get into with today's video was, for those of you who may not know, I know a lot of you who are NBA fans, you're well aware, but there may be some who aren't, that the Chicago Bulls held their first Ring of Honor as they had their inaugural class. It was 13 individuals that were received that honor, but really the main course of this, the attraction, if you will, was the induction of the 95-96 championship team. The 72-10 Bulls, I would say one of the greatest teams, if not the greatest team. I know some people feel like the 86 Celtics are there. I always get them mixed up. It's either the 69 or the 72 Lakers are in there as well. It's the team that won 33 straight. And I'm sure somebody in the comment section can help correct me, because like I said, I'm driving right now. But at any rate, in addition to, of course, Michael and Scotty and Dennis were not there, which kind of, I won't say put a damper on it, but it didn't, it would have been crazy if one of the three or two of the three, we know all three of them wouldn't be there, and we all know why. But that would have definitely put a little bit of extra funk on it. But at any rate, they weren't. Dennis and Michael, they did do videos that were played, but when they honored former Bulls general manager, the late Jerry Krause, who helped construct the 6 championship winning teams from the 90s, received a rousing round of boos. And his wife, Thelma Krause, was there, and after being subjected to that, she began to burst into tears. And overall, it was just a really, really bad look. But so don't take my word for it. I'm going to play a couple of quick videos. One was a news report, I believe it was from WSB2 Chicago. And then we're going to, in this particular one, they talked about it, but you couldn't really hear it, I didn't think. Because obviously they were, had their voiceover over it, so you couldn't hear it. And then I'm going to actually, following that particular run, I'm going to actually let you hear the actual booing from the ceremony itself, and then let you hear some comments from Stacey King.
Marshall Harris here at United Center, where the Bulls have inducted their first Ring of Honor class. That includes 13 individuals and the entire 1995-96 championship team that set a record with 72 wins. Phil, how did it feel to be out there?
It was overwhelming.
With no Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, or Dennis Rodman in attendance, the ceremony felt incomplete. Rodman said in a video statement he couldn't make it because of the weather, and the ceremony turned ugly when fans booed former Bulls GM Jerry Krause's video, clearly upsetting his widow Thelma, who was here representing him, and former Bulls players. How would you describe your reaction?
Well, I wanted to cry a little bit, especially, first of all, fans, we don't boo Jerry Krause. The man done a lot of great things here. He may not be your favorite person, but we cheer and respect the man. And I didn't really appreciate that part, but for the whole ceremony, it was awesome.
Marshall Harris here.
6-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Executive of the Year, represented by his wife Thelma, Basketball Hall of Famer, and former Bulls general manager Jerry Krause.
I'm a little upset right now.
Yep.
Nationwide is on your side. Bulls Nation,
We just had a remarkable ceremony bringing back the legends, and I'm telling you what, Chicago is a sports town. And what we witnessed today when Jerry Krause's name was called and the people that booed Jerry Krause and his widow who was accepting this honor for him, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I hurt for that lady, brought her to tears, and whoever booed her in this arena should be ashamed of themselves. That's not Chicago, that's New York, Philly. Chicago's not like that. We don't have a reputation of being that way. And whether you like Jerry Krause or not, that man brought 6 championships here. He didn't shoot a basket, nor did he get a rebound, but he put 6 titles up in this ring. There's a lot of teams doing that one. And that was really classless, and I was disappointed in the people that booed. It was a sad thing.
Man, I got to tell you, Stacey King, I thought absolutely nailed it with this commentary. That was one of the worst things I've seen in my nearly 30, might be over 30 years. It is, of being a Chicago Bulls fan. And let me say this, because here's the thing. I understand as a Bulls fan why you might not like Jerry Krause. I really do. I get it. He is seen as one of the main contributing factors to what many see, what a lot of us see still as the premature end to the dynasty. Because it came out as The Last Dance. So that's why that season was called that. Because reportedly he told Phil Jackson that I don't care if you go 82-0, you're not coming back. And not only was it that particular year, but see, the ancillary and deleterious effect of that particular action was, and I remember because it was an interview with Kevin Garnett that he was talking, I want to say it was in Slam magazine. It was years ago, and I remember when I read it, I was like, he's spot on. And they were, I think, might have, the subject of free agency or him playing in Chicago or whatever the case was. Like I said, it's been a long time, and I can't quite remember all the particulars of the article. But what I do remember is him saying this when asked about playing for the Bulls and why he wouldn't. And he said, if they will treat the greatest player ever in Michael Jordan like that, how will they treat me? And what he meant by that is that obviously they broke up the team. As we all know, without getting into it too much, Michael indicated that he still wanted to play, but only in the instance of certain parameters. Phil Jackson remaining the coach, Pip being there, so on and so forth. And when they decided not to do that, then obviously that kind of forced his hand, and he decided to walk away from the game. And I get it, and even with the relationship that deteriorated over the years with Phil Jackson, which is kind of, I won't say ironic, but for those of us old enough to remember that Phil Jackson came on to then Doug Collins' staff, and kind of seen as like a stooge, to use old wrestling term, for Jerry Krause, because at that time Collins and Jerry Krause were on the outs, and so he was there to kind of keep an eye on him. And obviously he ended up becoming the head coach, and that was kind of a slightly ugly breakup between Doug Collins and the Bulls. So I get all of that because I felt a lot of it, but there's a way to conduct yourself, and I thought those people and Stacey King absolutely nailed it. And I'm going to go a little bit further. It was tasteless, it was classless, it was atrocious, deplorable behavior to do that. If he was still alive and you want to boo him, that is one thing. That is absolutely one thing. But it's like to do that, his wife is there, representing him and hoping, just to be there and soak up the accomplishments of what her husband helped to build. As far as we know, she didn't sign any of the contracts. She didn't scout and do anything like that. So to direct your rancor and your vitriol at an innocent party It was tasteless. It was a disgusting act, and it is one of the worst things. No, let me back up. Not one of the worst things that I've ever seen as a Chicago Bulls fan, and that's saying something. It was trashy. Like any negative term that you want to use to describe the actions of those people who did that, because obviously it was not everyone who was in the United Center, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm painting everyone who was there that night with that brush, but it was quite a few. And to all of those who did that, shame on you. You're a horrible person, and you need to reevaluate your life decisions, because you are clearly not in the business of making quality decisions. And it is just shameful that as a Bulls fan, a longtime Bulls fan, that's the sort of thing that would come out of a night that was supposed to be a fun trip back down memory lane, and to have it ruined by people who just won't let us have nice things. And so I'm disgusted, and for everyone who had to be there to witness. So with that being said, those are my thoughts on the matter. What do you think about it? Did you have a problem with the actions of those who decided to hit Jerry, and by extension, well, really Thelma Krause, with the Boo Birds? What are your thoughts on the matter? And just let us know in the comments section. But we'll be back with more videos very, very soon. I do apologize. This video did go a little long, but I felt that there were some things that I needed to say. So, once again, thank you for spending a few moments with us. Like I said, be back with more videos real soon. As always, be sure to head over to our fine website at sneakershoptalk.com for sports, sneaker news, everything in between. And as we always like to close out every video, make sure to tell the ones that you love them. Peace.